So this is actually the second time recording this. The first time didn't want to record the audio, but here we are, take two. This is how I became a Bulldog supporter. So believe it or not, I wasn't always a Bulldog supporter. We're going to take it all the way back to 1999, where I was 4 years old, so you can really question whether I did support any team. However, Brett Kimmorley was apparently my favourite player, and obviously he played for the Melbourne Storm. Therefore, I supported Melbourne Storm when they won their first premiership, so I guess I was a bit of a glory hunter. We then move on to where Brett Kimmorley actually left Melbourne for the Northern Eagles. They were Northern Eagles at the time. It was Manly and the North Sydney Bears. Obviously Manly's in the comp now, but they had a conjoined team at one point for, I think it was just the one season, and Brett Kimmorley went and played for them. This is where the support of Brett Kimmorley ended. Or at least until 2009. So my dad's a big Manly supporter, and although it wasn't actually like the Manly Sea Eagles, it was still Northern Eagles, so you know, it was still the Eagles kind of, so therefore I'm not going to be supporting them. So it was time for a new team, and that team ended up being the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. Although I think at the time they were just called the Canterbury Bulldogs. I don't think there was any Bankstown in the name. So the reason I ended up supporting the Bulldogs was basically because of my neighbours. They were big Bulldog supporters. I was friends with the neighbours, and I just decided, oh, I'll go for the team they go for. Plus, blue's my favourite colour, and the blue and whites, they had good jerseys. They're sponsored by Nike, and also they had a pretty good team. I don't really remember actively following the NRL until 2002. That's kind of the first year I can remember. And of course the Bulldogs did really well in 2002. Except well over the salary cap. Broke my heart because I think we were going to win the premiership, but there's one thing I'll never forget, and that's sitting in my dad's room listening to the radio. It was a Sunday afternoon game, Bulldogs taking on the Knights. Bulldogs had a bit of a comeback. El Masri had the shot from the sideline, and like just sitting there, and you hear from the sideline El Masri after the siren. If he missed, we would have lost, because I think Knights were up by 1, so it wasn't even to like if he missed, like it was still game over regardless. So sitting there waiting for him to try and kick the goal, and then you just hear the commentator start going off at how good he is, and he just kicked the goal, and then we ended up watching it on TV like an hour and a half later. So that's something I'll never forget.
Trailing by 1 to win it. He's got it away. It has got there, and has him. El Magic wins the game for Canterbury.
So we got hit pretty hard by the salary cap scandal, all the points taken off, but in 2004 we would get our redemption. We'd end up winning the premiership against the Roosters in one of the best moments of my life, seeing the Bulldogs lift the trophy, especially without the captain too, Steve Price. It was his last year, and I was so happy for us to get the win. I remember at halftime crying because I thought we're going to lose. Little did I know that was going to happen like 10 years later. Why'd you have to do it to us, Rabbitohs? 2004 also caused a lot of drama, not only for the players but for the supporters as well. Obviously the Coffs Harbour thing happened, and although they were found innocent in the end, for the next, I'm going to say until about 2009, 2010, once Greenberg sort of cleaned things up and a lot of the players were gone, if you were, you know, if someone said, who do you support? You go, oh, go for the Bulldogs. Their response would be, oh, bunch of rapists. Either that, or you get kind of called a thug, or even though I'm the biggest white boy out, probably get some sort of Lebanese sort of racial insult. In the end, I think it was kind of fate that I ended up supporting the Bulldogs. As the story goes, in 1995, when I was born, Manly, team I hate, took on the Bulldogs, and well, basically the Bulldogs kicked Manly's ass in the final. Why is this significant? Well, my dad goes to Manly, like I said earlier, and he had this ceramic seagull that he used to display, and I broke it like the week before the grand final, and there you have it, Bulldogs won. To this day, my dad reckons that's the reason why Manly lost. So I might have been a newborn at the time, but newborn me was saving Australia from a Manly Sea Eagle premiership. Just for that, I think you should leave a like in this video. So yeah, that's the story of how I supported the Bulldogs. Started off at the Storm, well, I started off with Brett Kimmorley, really. He just happened to play for the Storm. He went to Manly. I wasn't going to support Manly, so jumped off that train, went to the Bulldogs, and funnily enough, Brett Kimmorley would end up reuniting with me in 2009 at the Bulldogs. So that was pretty cool. Although I can't say I was as big as a fan as I was when I was, you know, like 4 years old. Anyway guys, that was a bit of a short video. I thought this is a question that a lot of people have been wondering for a fair while. They knew I supported the Bulldogs, but they never really understood why I supported the Bulldogs. If you did happen to enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. It's Mr. Luke on YT. And also leave in the comment section below, who do you support and how did you end up supporting that team? Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.